Welcome back. Republicans speaking out after a D.C. court found Igor Danchenko, the primary source of the phony Steele dossier, not guilty on 4 counts of lying to the FBI. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan joined me on Wednesday with his thoughts. Listen.
I guess it doesn't surprise me. I mean, we had the same thing happen with Zussman. You just never know how these are going to go. But never forget what we did learn, about Danchenko. We learned that the FBI was willing to pay Christopher Steele $1 million to validate the dossier. They knew it was false, but they went ahead and used it to get the initial FISA to spy on the Trump campaign. So we learned some, I think, valuable facts there that just show how the problems that exist at the FBI. It just underscores why we need to change that place, and we're committed to do that.
Joining me right now to talk more about that is Truth Social CEO. He is former California congressman and the former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. At that time, he blew open the Russia collusion lie with his Nunes memo back in 2018. Devin Nunes is here. Devin, it's good to see you. Welcome back.
Great. Hey, good morning, Maria. Great to be with you.
Yeah, I know you've got some great news around Truth Social being #1 on the Google App Store. We'll get to that in a moment. But I want to get your reaction to the Igor Danchenko ruling, given the fact that you told us this so many years ago, that this whole thing of Russia collusion with Trump was bunk. What's your reaction?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. There's basically 2 points. One is that Durham is, for whatever reason, having to try the FBI at the same time he's trying these other people. So is it possible that he was hoping that some of these people would actually cooperate so that Durham could bring the charge that really needs to be brought, that we all know, which is a charge of criminal conspiracy? Because we all know, it's very much common sense, that this was all concocted by the Clinton campaign and the DNC, a few bad apples within the FBI and the DOJ, and the former Obama administration that are now in the Biden administration. So Durham is having a problem bringing that criminal conspiracy charge. I think the second point I would say is that we have this other problem, that if you get tried as a Republican in one of the large cities, large jurisdictions in this country, there is a high likelihood that you are going to be on the losing side of that argument in court. And this is what's developed now, is this 2-tiered justice system. And probably the best example is that you haven't seen any of these cast of characters that have been involved in the Russia hoax, and there's many of them. There's dozens that we've talked about on your show for many, many years now. Their homes didn't get raided like Project Veritas did, like Roger Stone's home did, and probably most importantly, and the most ridiculous thing, like President Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago did.
Yeah, so you say he's having a hard time bringing what's obvious, a conspiracy charge. Why? Yeah. Is Merrick Garland putting his hand on the scale and telling him, don't do it?
Look, we're running it. We'll never know, right? And let's not look. All the fake news is saying that Durham's done. Look, we don't know that yet. Durham is still, by all accounts, supposed to do a report. So he's still active. He's still going. I don't think we want to jump to any conclusions. I think the one thing that we can do, and you had Jim Jordan on a few days ago and you just played that clip, the Republicans in Congress are going to have to do something that hasn't been done in many, many years, some type of church commission or some type of 9/11 commission combo to really look at the FBI, because there are so many candidates running for office out there, not including my old colleagues, but also the new colleagues who are running on a platform of disbanding and restructuring the FBI. And that's going to have to be done, because we just can't live with a 2-tier justice system in this country any longer.
Well, I mean, the FBI has now really been exposed. They censored the Hunter Biden story, the Hunter Biden laptop right before the 2020 election. They protected Hillary Clinton. They changed their wording on what she was doing with her email, calling it a matter instead of an investigation, as Loretta Lynch told them to do. Obviously, they pursued FISA warrants to spy on the Trump campaign and the Trump presidency, despite knowing that the dossier was fake and made up by Igor Danchenko's interview in January of 2017. So how did this happen? Why is the FBI so political in its leadership? I know that there are many FBI agents who are trying to do a good job, but they are getting overshadowed by the politics at the top of the agency. How did this happen?
Well, I think the easiest way that you can look at it is that they cleverly, meaning they, the left, the Obama administration back in the day, they cleverly figured out a way to hide in the gray areas between the DOJ and the FBI and the other intelligence agencies. And it was really pretty simple. They used the National Security Division within the Department of Justice. They created, this is why they brought on Christopher Steele and Danchenko as sources and started paying them, because it's a very small group, almost a Gestapo type group that they can create that doesn't report to anyone. And then they can tell everyone, including the public and including the Congress, we can't talk about that for two reasons. Somebody's going to die, we could outsource this, and there could be an ongoing investigation. That's what they say every time. So that has to end, and that's why there has to be a commission. So that's how they did it. We know how they did it, and now you have to go in there and look. And look, maybe Durham's going to get to some of this in his report, which would be really good. And then maybe, hopefully, the Republicans can put together some type of commission, assuming that they win on Election Day.
Well, it's a great point that you're making. And, of course, I remember all of those interviews we did throughout 2017, 18, and 19, where you would come on the show and say, I'm demanding these documents. I want to see these documents because I don't believe this. Right. And you just sat on your hands. Right. And they basically said, go pound sand, Devin Nunes. We're not sending you anything. So that's what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Exactly. I remember that. Yeah.
And most importantly, remember the payments to Christopher Steele and Danchenko. That was clearly something that should have been given to Congress, which is why it's kind of unusual that Durham hasn't been able to bring a criminal conspiracy charge just related to lying and misleading Congress, plain and simple.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Because you didn't know these people were getting paid. You didn't know about it $1 million for Steele that was even being proposed. And you're over there investigating it, asking for documents. So they lied and misled you, a sitting chairman of the Intelligence Committee. All right, I got to move on and ask you about Twitter. The stock is down this morning after this report that the Biden administration is discussing whether the United States should subject some of Elon Musk's ventures to national security reviews, including his Twitter takeover bid. The Washington Post says Musk may cut 75% of Twitter's workforce and allow for the return of President Trump on the platform. What do you think about that, given the fact that Trump is so active on Truth Social right now?
Well, look, the main reason that I left Congress was precisely because of the censorship that was going on in this country. And the goal that President Trump and I have set forward here is a very simple one, and that is to reopen the internet to give the American people their voice back. So, despite, all the stories that have been out there, we've been very supportive of Musk buying Twitter. We like the fact that Kanye West is buying Parler, because if you really look at it, there's only been two companies that have been standing in the breach for this past year as the only possible insurance policy that the American citizenry has, and that is Truth Social and the other company, Rumble, where we are basically building an entire parallel ecosystem that cannot be canceled by the Amazons of the world and these other big tech companies like we saw happen to Parler. I think it's absolutely necessary to have free speech in this country so that the American people can actually express their political views, and they can't be censored through tricky algorithms or shadow banning. And I think that's why you've seen, Truth Social has rocketed up. You've seen, nearly every center-right conservative is now using Rumble. This is why, because people are attracted to a free and open internet.
Yeah, of course. Well, these are all very important points that you make. Devin, we'll be watching it all. Thanks very much for being here this morning.